Oh, we shut down? When's that happen? Does that happen tomorrow? Shutdown's coming tomorrow. Be prepared for it. Do we still have to come in? Is that the way that works? I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to wear a mask.
Oh, God.
We have to come in, but the people that like to spend our tax dollars don't.
They don't have to wear a mask.
Do they still get paid? Oh, that's right, they do.
As long as they wear their mask.
As long as they wear their mask.
Social Security checks still go out. 90% of the government will be open. It's just those what do they call them, unnecessary workers that we apparently pay salaries to, even though they're unnecessary.
I've never understood that. Hey, we don't need you guys. We're going to pay you guys anyways. You guys can stay home, but we don't need you.
That's government.
What? What are we doing? So, somebody said shutdowns means you guys get to say all the bad words. Did you know that, guys? We can start just bombing them here.
All right.
Well, the FCC will be closed.
Well, yeah, the FCC. They're too busy going after Kimmel. I saw that everybody else put Kimmel back on last week.
Yeah. Sinclair and...
Sinclair and Nexstar.
Nexstar, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what that means.
Dang, I missed it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I missed it. Another show I didn't watch. I didn't watch any of it.
He had that great Wednesday where he got like 6 million live viewers and then got something like 20 million views on YouTube for his monologue, and then his ratings went back in the crapper the next night.
Right in the crapper. I will tell you this. Last night's football game between the Cowboys and the Packers, I'm gonna guess it 35 million people. It maybe 40.
Well, it's been a long time since the Cowboys won a game.
Yeah, and they didn't. They tied. They tied.
I thought it was 30. I thought it was
40-40.
Was?
They tied.
Good Lord.
Yeah, what is it? There's only 4 overtimes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get it's now 10 minutes. Everybody has a chance to possess the ball. And that's it. And so they came down, kicked a field goal, and then McManus kicked a field goal to tie the game as it wound down. And that was it, 40-40.
So how does that play into rankings?
Well, at the end of the year, if you've got one less loss, but you got one less win. So that's, it'll see. It depends what your head-to-head is in certain things, but they tied.
I mean, let's face it, they're not going to be anywhere near the playoffs.
Cowboys are not. But you know what? They're box office. You go around the world, the Cowboys hats are everywhere. They are. They're everywhere. It's like the Yankees. Yankees everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. You see a Yankee hat. You're like, I don't even know what that's about. Why? You've never been to Yankees. You don't even know anything about the Yankees. But they're such a huge brand because it's about branding. But I'm telling you guys, last night, that show is, that game is going to be massive because it's Sunday night.
You give some little African kid a Cowboys jersey, and he's like, what is this? It's like, oh, that's an American team that used to be really good about 35 years ago.
Yeah. No, he gets that. He throws it on the ground. He's like, I don't want to wear that. That's horrible. Why are you guys trying to make me wear that? All right. It's bad enough I'm stuck over here in hell. Oh, that's not very nice. There's a lot of craziness going on. Did you see Bill Maher talk about, the Christians all being slaughtered over there in Nigeria? Nobody seems to care at all. 300,000 or so churches being burned by the day by Boko Haram. And nary a word about it. We've touched on it a little bit here, but it's it's like one of those things where it's Africa, so it's hard to explain. And no, it's awful what's going on over there. It is. But, then you've got Israel. And so today they're hanging out, the Trumpster and Bibi. I'm curious as to what they're going to come up with. Because Trump has a 27 plan kind of, this is what we want to do. And it sounds good. Again, this has nothing to do with Trump. This is all to do with, I don't trust Bibi that would even come through any of these things and whether or not they would actually follow through. Because I don't think he wants to follow through. I think he wants to do what he always does, which is whatever he wants to do. So we'll see. And we'll see what it cost us. How many gazillions of dollars it's going to cost us, because it is going to cost us more. Just like I said last week, okay, let's just say we're going to move everybody. Was it 2 million people, or give or take? Who do you think's paying for that? It's not going to be Israel. Israel's not paying for that. Their economy, by the way, sucks right now. It's absolutely in the dumper if it wasn't for us. So who's paying for it? We're going to end up paying for it. We're going to end up shipping people all over the world and paying for it. What they've offered them is we're going to pay for, depending on which one you're looking, a year to 3 years of room and board and rent and food for a year and all this kind of stuff. So that's going to cost us.
Do I get Netflix with that deal?
Probably not.
Oh.
Maybe. Should be one of the things they asked for. Hamas is like, and then Netflix. We all want to Netflix and chill.
The highest tier.
Yeah, so their 27-point plan for rebuilding Gaza is, and this is according to, the Times of Israel. So it's a 21-point plan, my bad. And it's, you break it down, and it's releasing of the hostages within the first 48 hours, right? That everything stops. The minute they agree, everything stops. Like instantly. Releasing the hostages alive and dead. And this is going to be interesting. Gaza will be de-radicalized, terror-free zone. It'll be redeveloped for the benefits of its people. Israel and Hamas agreed a proposal that will immediately end the war. IDF will stop immediately and slowly start to withdraw. All living and dead deceased will be returned. Once the hostages are returned, Israel will free several hundred Palestinian security prisoners who are serving life and over 1,000 Gazans arrested since the start of the war. Once the hostages are returned, Hamas members who commit peaceful coexistence, so they're committing to this, will be granted amnesty, while members who wish to leave the Strip will be granted safe passage to receiving countries. Once the agreement is reached, aid will surge into the Strip at rates no lower than the benchmark set in January 2025. That includes 600 trucks a day. Aid will be distributed without interference from either side by the United Nations and the Red Crescent. Gaza will be administered by a temporary transitional government of Palestine technocrats. And this is the thing we've talked about. So you're going to bring together probably some Americans, some Palestinians that may not even live in Palestine anymore, as well as some Arab nations to kind of have almost a council to oversee it while they try to build back better. Maybe the best way to describe it.
Is there any contingency for getting the hostages back alive versus dead?
No, I don't think so.
So if they're turning over live people, that doesn't improve their situation.
No. Well, they're giving them everything in this. Again, this is all if it's all followed by both sides, which is we're going to give you safe passage. We'll also, if you decide to stay here and you are part of Hamas, we will allow you to stay. No questions asked. And when people say, how could you do that? Go see the guy that's the president of Syria that was wanted as much as we wanted Osama bin Laden. And we just welcomed him.
He was a member of Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, yeah. He was part of al-Nusra, which is another part of Al-Qaeda. He was part of ISIS at one time. He went back and forth. Now he's the president of Syria. So think about that. And there are pictures of him who's done some heinous things to people. Yet we welcomed him here. And we had Petraeus last week kissing his ass. Imagine that. You're sitting there. You waged a war against this guy who killed how many of our fighters, our soldiers, our men and women, wounded them. And you're like, oh, it's good to be here. I'm admiring you. Oh, let's see here. So number 10, an economic plan that would rebuild Gaza through conveying of experts with expertise in construction, Middle East cities throughout the consideration of existing plans. What they want to do is turn it into Miami. That's what I heard. Which some people a little nervous about. I would be as well. But they want to try to modernize it so they could try to bring in investments from other countries where maybe some European countries go, we'll throw some money at that. We'll throw some money at that. So that's what they're looking to do. We'll see. An economic zone will be established with reduced tariffs and access rates to be negotiated by participating countries. Number 12, no one will be forced to leave Gaza, but those who choose to leave will be allowed to return. Moreover, Gazans will be encouraged to remain in the Strip and offered an opportunity to build a better future there. 13, Hamas will have no role in Gaza's governance. Okay. We already figured that much. A security guarantee will be provided by regional partners to ensure that Hamas and other Gaza factions will comply with the obligations. Meaning if the people don't want it, and remember, what are we in, like the 12th year of their 3-year reign? If the people don't want it, they can't force it upon them. And that there will be factions that may try to do some certain things, but we will have forces there that will come after them. Number 15, the U.S. will work with Arab and other international partners to develop a temporary international stable force. I don't know what that means, but we're going to train them. We're going to try to have a Palestinian police force along with several other things. 16, Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza, and the IDF will gradually hand over territories it currently occupies. If Hamas delays or rejects this proposal, the above points will proceed in terror-free areas, with the IDF gradually handing over the international stable forces. Israel agrees not to carry out future strikes in Qatar. We have to put that in there. That was not good. Number 19, a process will be established to de-radicalize the population. 20, when Gaza's redevelopment has been advanced and the PA reform program has been implemented, the conditions may be in place for a credible pathway for statehood. That's 20. And 21, the U.S. will establish a dialogue between Israel and Palestine to agree on a political horizon for a peaceful coexistence. So those are the things that they think they can get done. We shall see. Again, we can wish for a lot of these things. Doesn't mean that Bibi's wishing for these things. And that, by the way, he's the most liberal of his group, of the Likud party. There is nobody. That guy's like super liberal compared to a lot of these other guys who by now would have just blown the whole thing up if given the opportunity. So this seems fair and reasonable. But we'll see what Hamas says. And again, there's the fine print. That's just kind of, I think there'll be more in the fine print. Like, does Israel get to control all of the water? All of the internet? All of the electricity? Are you not allowed to fish in the ocean? There's going to be things that there's going to be questions about. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they've got to say, Hamas. Because they're in this, whether people like it or not, they're the ones you have to go to. But I would be working towards, all right, who do we have on the sidelines that we think could come in here and help us run this thing? And hope for eventually some sort of two-state solution. All right, coming up, we got more about what's taking place with our veterans, which is awful. And Mario said earlier, if you're a veteran, you're in crisis, 998, press 1. That's all you got to do. 998, press 1. Because we have too many veterans in crisis. Too many of them are struggling. Too many of them are struggling with many different things. But we have too many men and women who've come back here suffering from PTSD, and they need help. And you may not think you do, but it doesn't hurt to talk to somebody. So,
is that a private entity?
No, I think it's I think it's just a straight VA line. Oh, so doesn't mean it's going to be great, but you know what? It's better than nothing. All right, it is. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that. A bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
Charlie Kirk's accused assassin makes a court appearance virtually. I've got that and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, I saw some of that. I was like, he's still not in the courtroom? You got to have him in the courtroom. He's got to be able to talk to his attorneys. You would think. Instead of Zoom. But I think that'll come during the trial. I think he waived his pre-trial as well. So I wonder how long this thing, I think they're going to probably have to try to cut some sort of deal. I don't even know what his parents, are they involved? Are they going to help him out? Or is he just kind of on his own? I haven't seen anything about that. About whether or not dude is going to have mom and dad going to throw down some money, try to give him an attorney.
You better hope they offer him a deal.
Well, yeah. It took days.
Life in prison versus that's definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it took days for, I guess, somebody to step up and decide to defend him.
Wow. That's
I mean, I think it's a public defender, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, you just got to be thinking about, how do I plead this thing out where I get him off the death penalty? How do I do that? Because you're not going to, he's already kind of admitted it on several occasions. I mean, you're trying to get him the best, this is the worst I can do for you best kind of thing.
Unless the defense can show some ultra mitigating circumstances that those texts and those communications weren't from him, he's toast.
Yeah. And I'm sure that they probably know that it's from him. We still don't know about his friends, right? His one friend, his boyfriend, girlfriend, fuzzy friend?
Well, it seemed like his boyfriend dropped him like a hot potato once he admitted to him that he was the attacker.
Well, yeah, because dude didn't want to be in a position where he got dragged into this thing, dude guy thing. He's already got enough issues. He thinks he's a wolf or something. That's a lot of issues to have.
Well, if I was going to be a furry, I'd be a wolf.
Would you? Would you?
Yeah, because they don't mind cold weather. I hate cold weather.
Okay.
And they're big and they can bite hard. Yeah, they're tough.
You never see anybody want to be a scaly, like an alligator or fish of some sort, shark.
Alligator.
Right, you never see that.
Yeah.
No. Panda bear. Panda bears are so stupid in real life. They are. You guys know that?
They'll get you, too, if you're not careful.
But you know what is so funny about how stupid panda bears are? I was watching this guy the other day, because I've said it for years. He was like, no, they're not. They are. If you have an apple and you hand it to a mama panda bear, she will literally hand you her cub. They don't care. He said they were running at extinction long before man was around.
What, are they trafficking their own babies?
They're just not sharp, right? They're not. They're cute looking, but they're not sharp.
They're a bear, though. They'll still kill you.
Yeah, I saw one reach through through the bars of the cage and
That's because that guy was wearing the members only jacket. He really wanted that thing.
Yeah.
Well, he was the last member, by the way, if you guys want to know.
And the panda bear was like, no, I'm the last member.
I'm the last member. Now, give me a smoke. Give me a smoke. You would think the left, says one person, 5337, would rally behind him and get him 7 lawyers like they do every other left. Yeah, it's a different thing. When it comes, this is murder, and mom and dad don't seem to be standing behind him. And so...
Well, I think he kind of, they're the ones that turned him in. I don't think he could expect a whole lot of support. And his father's a ex-sheriff.
Yes, ex-sheriff, and pretty conservative. And so I wouldn't expect them to be super supportive. Still your son, right? But, you still
probably are hoping for the best for him, but you don't want to be involved in trying to hide his crimes.
No. And also...
Or minimize them.
No, and also on the other side of it, too, you might be looking at this going, why would we spend $200,000 or $500,000 mortgage our future, knowing full well that the best he's going to get, he could probably plead it out with a defense attorney that they appoint. So maybe that guy that defended himself with Trump, maybe we can get him. What's he up to?
He's serving time.
He's in jail.
Okay.
He's serving time.
All right. Well, you never know. You never know. Coming up, very interesting interview last night with the man who runs UFC, part of the manosphere. Some of the stuff he said, Dana White. We'll talk a little bit about that. Some things about Portland, bunch of other stuff on the way. Our social media is out there. Reach out to us. You can text the program. Bell, tell everybody how they text the program.
615-737-9986.
And by the way, you could have been a dire wolf, Ken. That's what somebody said.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been.
I'm saying hold out for a dodo.
Hold out for the dodo. Somebody said a honey badger would be good.
Honey badger don't care.
No, honey badger don't care. They don't care about nothing, baby. About nothing, them honey badgers. Jeff Benson, Super Talk 997. By the way, I said earlier 998. It's 988. So if you're a veteran and you're struggling, 988, then press 1. It'll help you. Mental health. We've seen it this weekend. We had 2 soldiers who served in Iraq, 2 of them, who decided to take out their anger for whatever reason, but mental health played a major role in this. I mean, the one guy in North Carolina who did a float up and shoot, he thought the LGBTQ plus white supremacy groups were out to get him, which is probably not a very popular group, I would assume. Thought they tried to kill him. I don't think
they have a lot of membership.
No, I don't think so. Tried to kill him in Iraq, too. And he had sued.
The group did, right?
Yeah, the group did. And he had suffered already. He had been filing lawsuits. There was no doubt that this guy had serious issues. And the guy yesterday at the LDS church who killed the Mormons, that guy obviously had serious issues. His mother, people had said so. Said they were surprised he did it. But he had serious issues. I mean, think about this. You gave all of this to your country. And what do you have? You have no money. Your kid's sick. You're living in a squalor-like conditions. But why the church? That I don't know. And I'm sure we'll find that out in the coming days, maybe. Or it may be just it was a soft target and he was pissed and angry at the world. I don't know. But we have a lot of issues out there. You got a lot of young white men in particular that are angry and pissed at the world who haven't served. They're just mad because they can't get dates and the world thinks they should be like this and women should. There are so many things going on. And we need to ask ourselves, what's going on? How did we get here? How is it that other nations have guns? And they don't do this. And if they do, it is very, very rare. How is it that we seem to have this not on a monthly basis, at times a weekly basis? Because we shouldn't, but we do. And we've got to start asking questions. We ask questions when it comes to our military. We have not treated them well. I think it's fair to say. Sometimes it's not through lack of money or effort. It's just poor the way they do things. The VA has failed. And there was that scandal going back a few years, especially out in Arizona, that everything started just to come to a head on how bad things were. We've had people text in here today saying they're still waiting. What did one guy text us, Bill? That he got sent to a gynecologist?
Yeah, he had elbow, knee, and shoulder problems, and they sent him to a gynecologist because that's what government does.
A gynecologist. Hey, my back hurts. Here's a gyno. What?
Let me get out my speculum.
Yeah. One person says vets, hospitals suck, treating vets like blank, and don't really care about the mental state, only the physical. But not much of that. There's frustration levels is massive when it comes to how many vets we hear from on all levels. By the way, even the ones who are, maybe they're not struggling with the PTSD in certain ways, or even the physical, but they struggle with other stuff coming back and trying to readjust, and they're struggling financially. And what do we do? What do we do to help our vets? Sending billions of dollars all over the globe. The war machine is in full effect. They're just a number, and they were just, hey, you guys were part of the fun, right? They're getting paid. That's what matters. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate that. Sorry that you've got real issues, but our stock went up. It was a gynecologist, somebody said.
Here's a mission accomplished banner for you to feel good about.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No mission accomplished today. Somebody said, strange that both of these guys were 40 years old. Coordinated. No, I don't really think that it was coordinated. I think this one guy, the guy in North Carolina, had some severe issues. He's got shrapnel from a bullet wound lodged in his head. He had several wounds from 2 IED explosions. So IED explosions in Iraq. And everybody knew he was struggling with PTSD. And this goes back to why again? Did he have access to weapons? Why again? Wasn't he being monitored somewhat a little bit more by family and or friends? This is the Nigel Edge guy who changed his name And they eventually arrested him after he rolled up and shot up a fish company. But when you hear the lawsuits that he's thrown out there and the things that he alleges, a normal person doesn't think, that the LGBTQ plus IA white supremacy mafia is coming for them.
Especially in country. They're not going to Iraq to get you.
Yeah.
And you don't walk the red carpet with Kelly Pickler and then she tries to kill you.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing that happened. He said that Kelly Pickler was coming after him. It's sad. It's sad. And then the guy, the guy who killed the Mormons, lit the church on fire. He had, again, not as noticeable as the other guy, but there were all kinds of manic issues that he was having. And they could tell that there were some manic issues. His mother had even talked about it. So, and everybody's like, well, he's got stuff about liberals and he's got stuff about this. Yeah, you know what? He's also got stuff about the fact the guy served 4 years in Iraq. That doesn't probably, and saw combat. That's probably not a healthy thing for somebody to do over and over again. So, we got this problem and we have to address it. And we've got to do better for our people. We drive by everybody. I walk by people I know that served in the military. I've talked to a few of them. And man, there's one guy out here that I see a lot. He is friendly one day, other days he gives you a glassy-eyed look like, ooh. Do I worry he's going to do anything? I don't know about worry do anything. Do I worry, though, that he could hurt himself? Yes. Absolutely, I worry about that. But once again, we're in this position where we're talking about it, and is anything going to get done? Why are we not funding more money into especially the mental health side of things, which is an absolute must? But instead, we're spending money in Israel. We're spending money in Ukraine. We're spending even more money now. We're spending $20 billion over to Argentina because they're struggling. That's a tough thing to tell America.
But this is the model that Bernie Sanders thinks the whole country should have. Good call.
Yeah, it's not. I've lived under socialized medicine. When I lived in Europe for on and off for a decade, I had an NHS card. That was National Health Insurance. If you have a catastrophic injury, so let's say you have a heart attack, yeah, it's nice to know you're not getting a fat bill, right? But for a lot of other stuff, my goodness me. Good luck trying to get surgery. Good luck trying to get a lot of different things. A lot of people over there now have started to buy supplemental insurance where they have their primary care physician they can go to and actually see in a timely manner. But even at that point in time, surgery and things like that, that's why when I lived out in Arizona, we had, so we have all these people that come in from the winter, right? So they come on in, in for the winter from Canada, and they would come here to America and they would get all the stuff done they couldn't get done in Canada. They get their hip fixed. They get knee surgery. They get all of those things done because the wait for some of them was so long in Canada that they just couldn't do it. And they would be frustrated. They come down like, yeah, I've been waiting 18 months even to get in to see somebody. And it ain't free, by the way. They can tell you that all day. It ain't free. So, because I go to a hospital today and ask them, are you donating your time? I think the word no would come out. Nobody's donating their time at all. All right. So I watched a little bit of 60 Minutes last night, or early this morning. And it was very interesting to see Dana White, who I find to be an interesting character. And he's built up this massive, massive following, as you guys know. I mean, he built up UFC from nothing. He bought it, I think, for him and a couple of things for like $1 million. It was going nowhere. And through there, he's turned it into something that is incredible. And I think that more and more people recognize the influence that he has, which is tremendous. And he talked about a lot of things last night. One of the things he talked about was cancel culture. In particular, when it comes to the likes of Charlie Kirk and for some of the things that people have said that, quite frankly, he's not a fan of, but it was interesting.
I'm a big believer in free speech, and unfortunately, probably the most important speech to protect is hate speech.
You're not a fan of cancel culture?
No, I hate it. On both sides. It's like all the stuff that's going on with Charlie right now. These people are going out and saying stuff, and you're seeing people getting fired or kicked out of school.
You don't think they should be fired?
I think you're a disgusting human being if you're celebrating the death of another human being. But people make mistakes, and people are going to do dumb things. I don't like trying to destroy people's lives over doing something dumb.
Which I found to be interesting. But he's very consistent with that. But then it got onto the manosphere, of which he's kind of, been the real. So much of what's been built through the podcast bro world and a lot of this stuff has been built through UFC and the growth of it. And it's huge. You can't deny it. It's massive. And I saw, what was it that there's a rumor that Trump wants to have a UFC fight on the lawn of the White House, if you guys didn't know that. And apparently they're trying to work a deal where, what's his name? The Irish guy.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. I was going to say, yeah, Conor McGregor for $100 million. Does
that come out of tax money?
Probably. I have no idea. But it's insane to think, right? Like he wants this. There is a certain manosphere that comes with it. And he wanted to, people want to ask him about that because it's been a big deal, especially when you look at the way that boys and girls are going, young men, young women, how things are happening in schools, the way kids are being taught, all of this stuff.
You don't think there's this cultural movement? It's a lot of guys, call it the manosphere, you're one of the leaders.
You talk about knowing your fan base and knowing who they are.
Who are they?
18 to 34-year-old males and growing. We're global. We are definitely unapologetically masculine.
Can this bubble over to too much? When you hear toxic masculinity.
What's that mean?
You tell me.
No, you just said it. What's the definition of toxic? How can somebody be too masculine? Is that a possibility? Can you be too masculine?
You tell me.
No.
Do you think so?
The answer is hell no.
Now, there are guys out there that push this stuff, there's plenty of them out there that push some of this wacky, you got the brothers out there that push this. You got several other guys out there that push this toxic masculinity. And it is. Because it's about being a dude. It's about being a bro. It's not about being a man. It's not about healthy masculinity. It's about, treat him like crap kind of stuff. But no, I think masculinity is neat. It's neat to the point where it's needed. We don't have enough men learning how to be healthy. They're watching porn. They're withdrawing from society. They don't have men in their life that are teaching them, and the men that are around are confused because in today's world, they go off to school. You tell them one thing, and the school tells them something else, which is confusing as hell. We need healthy masculinity. It's good to be strong. It's good to be a man. You're going to show your emotions at some time. You don't cry all day, all the time. That's not healthy. Treat people with respect. It's not hard. But we have a differing world. And this whole thing about you could be too masculine. Well, if you're the people that he's talking about, trying to allude to, there are people out there that only want the likes, the clicks. They're sharing stuff because they've got a bunch of young 13, 14, and 15-year-olds who are easily the impressionable, and they're watching these guys thinking this is what it should be like. That's not it. Toxic masculinity like that is out there because it's entertainment. But young men run to it. That's not real masculinity, and I think many of you guys know that. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. A lot of stuff still to get to. Happy Monday. It's just Monday. It's not Tuesday. Is it Monday all day? Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
Shame.
Trump speaking right now. He and Netanyahu spoke about the ceasefire proposal. 21. It's going to be great. It's 21 things. It's going to be awesome. Trump will build it. Will they come? He's going to have a part in it. There's no way he doesn't.
Trump Casino Gaza.
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. How can it not? It'll be funneled through several other things. There's some issues that we should talk about if people really want to be honest about. If Hunter Biden and the Bidens made as much money as the Trump family has made, I think people would be very like, what? Did you see last week? Here's something for you guys. Do you know how much Barron's worth?
19 million?
Almost 200 million.
Oh, well, I was off a little bit.
Yeah. From coins and whatnot. It's a fair question to ask. I mean, come on. So we'll see. There is Netanyahu. He hasn't been arrested, although everybody walked at him on Friday. They're like, we're out of here. We don't want to hear you. We don't want
to do that every time prime minister.
They all do it. It's all a show.
Speaks.
It's all a show. They just want to get to their cocktail parties early. You know they got good cocktail parties. I don't do
that
cocktails.
Our tax dollars pay for.
Yeah, but if I did, that'd be the place to go. Because you see Ken and I zipping around. We black tie Ken? Top hat and tails? How we looking?
No shirt.
Oh, God, no shirt.
T-shirt and jeans.
We'll get one of those.
Well, maybe jeans.
We'll get one of those shirts that has the that looks like a tuxedo.
Ken will be running around like Bert Kreischer.
I love that. I would love that.
I'll be Job from the Lawnmower Man.
Oh, that was great. That would be great. What about, like, should we have those, what was that movie, The 300, when they painted the abs on us? Well, paint abs on us?
Yeah, get us some of those. Painted on abs.
Painted on abs. Come on over, ladies. Take a look at these bad dogs.
What do you think about this 12-pack, baby?
This keg. Oh, my goodness.
That's actually what it looks like now is a keg.
Yeah. Mine looks like, do you eat a... But actually, I've lost some, but still, I mean, to get the things that you see people with, it's a lot of work. That is so much work, man. I don't have that kind of time or want. That's why I go to Contours. Helps me lose it. I mean, who wants to do that many sit-ups? And then you have to, you can't drink or eat anything. You got to thin yours. I don't want, that's too much. Let's just paint them on.
You don't drink anyway.
I know that. But no, you got to drink like a little bit of water. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because, we got to paint them on, dude. We got to look the part. Especially if we're not going to have shirts on, okay?
Yeah, but I'm going to keep my hair.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. You should braid it.
A hairy 12-pack.
Oh, look at you. Watch out, ladies.
Oh, wait a minute. It's a 6-pack, isn't
12. It's a 12er. I got 6 on each side. That's how many stomachs I have. Oh, my Lord. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. A lot of stuff still to get to. Pony Cake Weaver, that's your name. Cut off shorts and no shirt. Ken's not going to a dance party.
Well, cut off shorts, maybe that's the way to go. Don't want to rub off any of the hair on my legs.
Oh, no. You wouldn't want to do that, Biden. Remember that? He had no hair on his legs?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. That was so weird. The whole thing's weird. Hour number 3 straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.